Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to talk about the downfall of Disney. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom built not of stone or gold, but of dreams. It was a place where imagination ruled, where mice could talk, land could sing, and every ending was a happy one. That kingdom was Disney. For nearly a century, the name Disney meant magic. It meant family, fantasy, and faith in the impossible. But today, the magic is fading. The world's most powerful entertainment empire is crumbling under its own weight, haunted by controversy, creative decline, and a loss of identity. This is the story of how Disney fell. It all began with a dreamer, Walt Disney, a man who believed that animation wasn't just for children, but for the child inside every adult. In 1937, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs changed cinema forever. It was risky, emotional, revolutionary, and it worked. Soon came Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and The Lion King, stories that defined generations. Walt's imagination didn't stop at the screen. He built Disneyland, a world where fantasy became real. He said Disneyland will never be completed as long as there is imagination left in the world. But after his death in 1966, the company slowly began to lose that imagination. And over time, magic gave way to management. The modern era of Disney was built not on dreams but on deals. Under CEO Bob Iger, Disney became an empire. Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, 21st Century Fox, every major competitor was absorbed. It was brilliant business. The company dominated global box office. Avengers Endgame, Frozen, Star Wars, The Force Awakens. But in the new kingdom of endless acquisitions, something precious was lost. The hunger to create replaced by the desire to control. Disney no longer invented worlds, it purchased them. Then came the age of repetition, sequels, spin offs, and remakes. The live action Lion King, the live action Aladdin, the live action Little Mermaid. Each one promised nostalgia, each one delivered mediocrity. Audiences didn't feel wonder, they felt deja vu. The creativity that once flowed from Disney's artists now came from spreadsheets. Marvel, once the crown jewel of cinema, fell victim to the same disease oversaturation. Endless movies, endless series, endless multiverse. When everything is epic, nothing feels special. And then there was Star Wars, once a galaxy of endless imagination. When Disney bought Lucasfilm for $4 billion, fans celebrated. The Force had returned, but it didn't take long for hope to fade. The sequel trilogy split the fandom into half. Character lacked depth, stories contradicted themselves. The universe that once felt mythic became mechanical. The spin offs like Obi-Wan Kenobi and The Book of Boba Fett couldn't recapture the spark. The force was strong, but the storytelling was weak. Disney was once the place everyone could agree on family, fun, and fantasy. But somewhere along the way, it walked straight into the battlefield of modern culture. Casting decisions, rewritten classics, and political messaging turned Disney into a target. To some, Disney became too woke, to others, not genuine enough. Films like Little Mermaid 2023 and Snow White 2025 became lightning rods for controversy, not art. Instead of uniting people through stories, Disney divided them through ideology. The company that once shaped culture became a victim of it. When Disney Plus launched in 2019, it felt like the start of new golden era. Millions subscribed overnight. The world was open. The world was watching. But soon, the dream turned into a train. To feed algorithm, Disney flooded the platform with rushed formulaic content. She-Hulk, Secret Invasion, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Quantity replaced quality. Behind the scenes, production costs exploded, billions lost, thousands laid off. Disney had traded theaters for streaming screens, but the magic didn't survive the transition. Then came the war in the boardroom. When Bob Iger retired in 2020, he handed throne to Bob Chapek, a man with a head for business but not for dreams. Chapek's reign was marked by scandal, layoffs, and PR disasters. Under his leadership, Disney became obsessed with data, not delight. By 2022, Iger was brought back in a desperate attempt to fix things, but even he couldn't reverse the damage. The world has changed, and Disney no longer knew who it was. The saddest part? Disney didn't just lose profit, it lost faith. The brand once meant innocence and wonder. Now it means arguments, fatigue, and overpriced nostalgia. Merchandise isn't selling. Children are moving on to new heroes, YouTubers, gamers, and independent creators. The company that once defined culture is now struggling to stay relevant in it. So, what happened to Disney? It stopped believing in the very thing it sold, imagination. In chasing quarterly profits, it forgot timeless storytelling. In buying every competitor, it forgot how to compete creatively. In trying to please everyone, it pleased no one. The kingdom that was built on risk now fears failure. The company that told us to follow our dreams stopped following its own. Walt Disney once said, "It's kind of fun to do the impossible." Maybe, just maybe, the impossible task for Disney today is to rediscover its own soul. Because world doesn't need another remake. It needs a reason to believe in magic again. So, what do you guys think the reason for Disney's downfall? Thanks for watching.